Last week we received some more information about the state of Valheim and the Mistland update, and though we're still a while away from Valheim's Mistland update, could the information that we have point to the release of Mistlands in the coming months? Well, let's recap everything that we know about the Mistlands and see what we can piece together. Last October, we started receiving information about Mistlands during the lead up to the Frost Cave update. Between the concept art, snippets of information, and screenshots from Twitter and the Steam page, as well as some behind the scenes footage, we can piece together a lot about the new update, and though I'll try and cover everything in this video, please do let me know in the comments if I do miss anything. I am only human. First, let's talk about the biome. Though it's in the name, the Mistlands comes with an ominous misty atmosphere, alongside which we can see abrupt giant shards shooting out of the earth, new trees scattered around, and ruins of all shapes and sizes hidden amongst the fog. On top of these, we also have very creepy dungeons. You may remember the concept art of the silk or webbed slung dungeon entrance. Though they look rather mystical and horrifying, the team recently mentioned that they didn't feel the dungeons were particularly rewarding or serving of a purpose in the Mistlands. Subsequently, they went to work adding a new extractor item for processing, as well as the black cores, and questioned us as to what we think they will be used for. Well, at this moment in time, building the new forge and possibly special weapons are going to be my best guess as to what we're going to be using them for. Along with the biome is new fauna. Though many think that spiders will be in this update, Iron Gate have repeatedly said that there are no spiders. Something else is what's producing those webs that we saw previously and also in this concept art. Well, my guess would be the giant moths that we saw in their previous piece of concept art also. And if that wasn't enough to make your blood turn, they'll also be accompanied with giant blood-sucking ticks and a new boss that is being worked on currently. And that's not the only thing to inhabit the Mistlands either. We've also seen what looks to be giant hares, so get your carrots ready. Also, they may be suitable for breeding, which would be a nice addition to the game, whether you're going to use them as a nice furry pet or maybe as food. Speaking of food, there are 4 new recipes that are currently confirmed. As to what they are, I've no clue. We've also seen some concept art of new fungi, which look really fantastical and really fit in with this mysterious land. Leading up to the update, we've also been given the option to mount fish on the walls. And though I'm speculating here, it wouldn't surprise me if further down the line or for the Mistlands update, if we're going to see some new species of fish as well. And with a big update like this, we're also expecting the Mistlands to come with new buildables. In fact, we know there's going to be more buildables, but we have seen some new trees in the background, so perhaps there's going to be new buildables linked with that. Regardless though, there are other materials being used. They've mentioned the new black marble, which I'm super excited to play about with, and the build pieces we've seen so far are the new sloped marble pieces, as well as round marble pillars and arch pieces. We've also seen what looks like copper build pieces in the ancient ruins too, which look like they're going to be used as either supports or just decoration, and they even wanted to add drawbridges in for hearth and home. Unfortunately, we didn't get them then, but it looks like we may have them in this update. Now, these will all work really well to create what I want to do, which is a black fortress. And speaking of the black marble, it also looks like this is going to be used for the new forge, which will be used to arm ourselves and our friends. Speaking of which, if you are setting up a dedicated server for the Mistlands, why not sign up to low.ms? I'm partnered with them, and if you use my link and the code Totalxclipse, which are in the description, you'll save 20% off at checkout for your first month, and doing so will get you servers that take the brunt of the load off your system, saving you FPS and giving you some smooth gameplay. So, what new weapons are coming? We have already confirmed the bone bow, the crossbow, which looks like it's going to be made out of black metal, as well as man traps, which do incredibly large amounts of damage, and the great sword. On top of this, Iron Gate also mentioned that this particular forge will be needed to produce something with a little extra. Could this suggest magic-imbued weapons? It's just a guess, but it wouldn't surprise me if that was the case. Let me know what you think below. And of course, along with new weapons, we can expect some new apparel as well as some new hairstyles. When it comes to the apparel, the only thing we've seen so far is the feather cape. Apart from looking pretty cool, it may come with some buffs. Here's my thinking, because we've seen it with previous sets of armor before. Perhaps this is going to offer us less full damage or better stamina regen perhaps. Then again, it could just be for the good looks. As for when the Mistlands is to be released, well, I'd like to think that it will be in the fourth quarter this year, so potentially from October onwards, but I'm only basing that off of Hearth and Home being released this time last year, and I presume they'd want to release one big update each year. That being said, we do know it will be coming to the test branch first before it's fully released, and there's been no news on there of the Mistlands as of yet. However, something else that is important to bear in mind with the release of the Mistlands is that it might coincide with the release of Valheim to Xbox. Now, if we look over some of the previous mentions of this, it was stated that Valheim would be going to Xbox Game Pass for PC first, and then later in the year, towards the start of 2023, we'll be then moving to Xbox on the Game Pass. So this could suggest that they're waiting to release that update alongside the Mistlands, so that it all goes out at once. Let me know if you think we're onto something there. If that's the case, then it looks like we could be waiting until the end of this year, maybe the first few months of next year. Either way, it is pretty close. We just have no news as of yet. So we're still going to be waiting a little longer. That being said, let me know when you think they're going to be releasing the Mistlands. I'm looking forward to covering a lot more of Valheim. I hope to see you in the future videos. Special thanks does go to all of our amazing supporters, most notably our Solarclipse patrons, Cerebral Tag, James Owen and Firefless, as well as our Lunas, The Calamity, Dixie Chris and Ben, and our Blood Moon of the day, which today is Bradley. Until next time, as always, ciao for now.